It's hard, I don't think anybody can understand that. But in all fairness, I had no idea.
Why did Meghan Markle, who was once seen as a refreshing change inside the British royal family, end up becoming one of the most divisive personalities of our era? Meghan Markle has been the target of severe criticism and investigation due to her purported transgressions of royal etiquette and her history as an American actress. The Duchess of Sussex has been the target of many criticisms and controversies, and this video will examine the many reasons why. Here is a rundown of all the notable people who despise Meghan Markle, from those who have spoken out against her openly to others who have subtly sent her shade. First, there's this famous person who is very smitten with Meghan Markle, not to mention hates her. 12. Candace Owens. Conservative pundit and political activist Candace Owens has also spoken out against Meghan Markle's actions. By doing so, Owens voiced her doubts about Meghan and Harry's choices, including their public pronouncements about the media's and the royal family's treatment of them and their decision to step away from royal responsibilities. In order to rationalize her and Harry's decisions, Owens said that Meghan was playing the victim and making racist accusations. She said that the story of oppression that Meghan was advocating was at odds with her privileged upbringing as an actor and princess. Additionally, Owens blasted Meghan for preferring seclusion while actively courting the public eye via interviews and media engagements. Owens made it clear in interviews and on social media that he thought Meghan's behavior was hypocritical and inconsistent. Her remarks reflected larger societal conversations about power, racism, and fame in the modern day, and they ignited disputes among her admirers and detractors. 11. Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams, who shares the Duchess's public animosity, will be up next. With the following comment made by Williams in December 2017, "She's a bit of a wild card, because she goes from being the deal or no deal girl. Oh yes, she opened the suitcases for what's-his-name, Howie Mandel." This made reference to the Duchess of Sussex's past attempt to get a position on Williams's talk show. "So this girl wants to be famous, My friends were so excited when I first met Harry," Meghan said in an interview. "While my American friends were overjoyed for me, my British friends assured me he was charming, but warned me about the dangers of becoming involved, claiming that the media in their country would ruin my life if I did. I was very confused." Following the playback of that film, Williams responded to Meghan's remarks in a video that the Daily Mail published. "Nobody feels sorry for you," Williams said Meghan. "Girl, you were aware of the risks you were taking. I agree with you. You were well aware of your actions," while praising her strategy. Regarding the royal predicament, the veteran talk show presenter warned that the public would not sympathize with her. "A self-assured person you were." Williams has a profound distaste for Meghan. The presenter famously said, "There's way too much drama with her, and this will not work out." In November 2016, when news of Meghan Markle's relationship with Prince Harry was first broken. "The problem will lie with the family, not with her. The family will make a hash of it." The pair is still married, but Meghan's ex-husband seems to be a constant presence in her life. 10. Piers Morgan. Next up is Piers Morgan, who is completely fixated on his hate campaign against Meghan Markle and doesn't like her for real. Piers Morgan, the one and only, thinks Meghan is a hypocrite who manipulates others for her own egotistical benefit. Somewhat publicly and angrily, Piers Morgan and Meghan Markle have been feuding. He clearly has a vendetta against her since he has been publicly and privately criticizing her. More than once, he has even accused her of being dishonest. After Meghan messaged Piers on Twitter in 2016, they became friends and met for drinks in London. She met Prince Harry and they never talked again. Piers even stopped getting her calls. Piers said she was a slight social climber because of this trait. Following an Ofcom scandal in 2021 involving Piers Morgan's remarks on Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's Oprah Winfrey interview, Morgan abruptly left the Good Morning Britain set. His criticism of her choice to depart from the royal family and settle in the U.S. is based on his accusation that she is being selfish. Not only that, but he trashed her Netflix documentary and Harry's book, and even accused her of lying in her appearance with Oprah. Piers' co-worker Alex Beresford has shamed him, implying that his resentment sprang from Meghan's decision to ignore him. But this hasn't stopped Piers from criticizing and accusing the Duchess of Sussex. Even when Meghan discussed her issues with mental health, Piers said he didn't trust a word she said. His belief is that she is separating Prince Harry from his family. He says, "There's no way they would be happy living alone in that mansion." Does Piers' animosity for Meghan originate from his past hurts and rejections, or does he just not like what she said and did? 9. Donald Trump. As if that weren't enough, our very own Donald Trump has an even more compelling reason to dislike Meghan. Donald Trump has never been one to hold back his opinions, and he has been quite forthright about his sentiments for Meghan Markle. In an open admission of his disapproval, Trump criticized Meghan for being disrespectful to Queen Elizabeth. Straight away, he was unfiltered. He foretold that Prince Harry would come to deeply regret his decisions and felt he was being used. While criticizing Trump's polarizing politics and his sexist comments on The Nightly Show with Larry Wilmore in 2016, Meghan went so far as to say that she would relocate to Canada in the event that he became president. "I had no idea she was so nasty," Trump said in response. "I pray she's okay." Nevertheless, he seemed to put the rift aside in subsequent remarks, declaring, "I am sure she will do excellently as a royal. She will be very good." In response to Trump's comments about Markle, Buckingham Palace remained silent. When Meghan pushed for paid leave to be included in President Joe Biden's social spending plan, Trump blasted her for becoming involved in American politics. Her behavior had crossed the line, in his opinion. As if the incredibly complicated story of the royal family needed another dimension, Trump claims that Meghan's influence has damaged the Queen and harmed Harry's connections with his family. 8. Her ex-husband. The assertions made about Meghan Markle's actions in terminating her previous marriage in Andrew Morton's book, Meghan, a Hollywood Princess, have caused controversy. Morton claims that Meghan approached the dissolution of her marriage to Trevor Engelson with brutal ruthlessness. A friend of Trevor's described his emotions as like a piece of something stuck to the bottom of her shoe. After Markle and Prince Harry had been married for 2 years, Markle shocked him in 2013 by abruptly returning his wedding and engagement rings. She was based in Toronto at the time, shooting the TV show Suits. It was as if the choice to give back the rings had just materialized. Morton claims that the sudden breakup of their relationship took Engelson entirely unawares. Even after all these years, Engelson is still having trouble controlling his intense rage, according to those close to him. Even though he hasn't spoken anything about it, Engelson is in the middle of developing a new comedy series for Fox that is based on his life stories. A fascinating description of the program reads, "Divorce is undeniably challenging. However, navigating the intricacies of sharing custody with the British royal family." An illustrious 6-year romance between Markle and Engelson, a film producer with a stellar resume, began in 2004 and ended in an amazing engagement in 2010. The intense animosity and outrage directed at Meghan may have sprung from her potential profound pain to Trevor. According to Andrew Morton's book, Meghan has been the target of scathing comments and critiques because of what some see as his cold and heartless approach to terminating their relationship. 7. Kate Middleton. Kate Middleton and Meghan Markle's drama go beyond the typical sibling rivalry. Disputes between Harry and William were exacerbated when rumors spread about friction between Kate and Meghan. The late Queen allegedly told Kate and Meghan to sit down and make up since she was so angry. Meghan flat-out rejected her offer of assistance. However, Kate remained very distrustful of Meghan because she believed she was using her to advance in the royal family. Contrary to what Meghan told Oprah Winfrey, rumors have circulated that she caused her sister-in-law Kate weep at a bridesmaid's dress fitting. Despite Kate's subsequent apology, which included flowers, to Meghan for bringing tears to her eyes on her wedding day, she was still cautious to get near to her. The Princess of Wales has made it clear over the years that she has little interest in repairing a connection with Meghan Markle based on her actions. Kate, who prefers to keep to herself, had a sneaking suspicion that Meghan was acting strangely. The royal family, including Kate, opted to distance themselves from Meghan and Harry as tensions rose. They felt that Meghan and Harry were trying to smear the royal family's reputation by circulating false information. Do you think Meghan is only envious of Kate's fame and fortune, which are far higher than her own? 6. Cory Vitiello. Coming up next is Cory Vitiello, the famous Canadian chef who dated Meghan Markle before she became famous. Around 2014, Cory and Meghan began dating. They were all the rage in Toronto, where Meghan was based while shooting Suits. Meghan gushed about Cory's cooking abilities on her now-defunct lifestyle blog, The Tig, and even went so far as to name him her favorite chef. Cory began seeing Meghan shortly thereafter, ending his previous relationship. Living in a 3-bedroom house in the city's Annex district, the couple persisted in their relationship. They seemed to be really involved with one another, living together and often seen at social occasions. However, complications arose as Meghan's career flourished. Even in the summer of 2016, things were looking bleak for Meghan and Cory's relationship. That is when Meghan's life-altering journey to London began. Tom Bower's book states that in 2016, when Meghan was still living with Vitiello, Prince Harry set her up on a date in London. You read it correctly. Meghan was still living with Cory when she went on a date with Prince Harry. There had been no formal breakup, but Meghan was already focused on her new royal affair. It was obvious that her relationship with Cory had ended when she got back to Toronto. Naturally, Cory was taken by surprise. He was devastated, according to his friends, by the sudden termination and Meghan's haste to move on. No matter how abrupt the split, Cory has maintained an air of sophistication. Neither the nature nor the conclusion of his connection with Meghan have ever been made public knowledge by him. Rather, Cory has put all of his energy into his work as a chef, which has been rather fruitful for him in Toronto. Cory has avoided the limelight and returned to his passion, cooking, as Meghan transitioned into duchessdom. While Cory has received a lot of admiration for his poised quiet throughout their split, Meghan has taken some criticism for her behavior. Maybe he's clinging to the hurt. Feel free to share your opinions down below. 5. Katie Hopkins. Let us discuss Katie Hopkins while we are on the subject of contentious viewpoints. Katie Hopkins has been rather vocal in her criticism of Meghan Markle. She is a divisive British media figure. Hopkins voiced her disapproval of Meghan and Harry's choices over many channels, including Twitter and public appearances, focusing on their plan to leave royal responsibilities and move to the United States. Hopkins criticized Meghan, calling her Instagram-addicted and calling her American Kate Middleton, implying that she was unauthentic and lacked the poise of the Duchess of Cambridge. Hopkins went on to say that Meghan wanted solitude, yet still wanted to be in the spotlight, which is hypocritical of her. Hopkins made a daring comment in reaction to Harry and Meghan's desire for solitude, suggesting that Harry would not be interested in marrying someone like Meghan, who has experience in public relations, but may not be able to handle the pressures of being a public figure. Her scathing criticisms, which Hopkins often peppered with sarcasm, struck a chord with her fans, but earned her severe backlash from Meghan's legion of admirers. Many people took to social media to express their strong opinions on Hopkins' criticisms of Meghan Markle. Some praised her candor, while others said she was prejudiced and insensitive. Hopkins persisted in her critiques of Meghan the Duchess, claiming that, like any public person, she deserved to have her behavior and remarks scrutinized and critiqued. 4. Lord Allan Sugar. Lord Allan Sugar is a well-known British business entrepreneur and media figure. Now we may discuss him. He has been rather outspoken about his doubts regarding Meghan Markle. In response to Meghan's assertions on her mental health difficulties, Sugar made remarks that caused some to raise an eyebrow. In her prominent interview with GB News, Lord Sugar openly cast doubt on Meghan's claims, implying that discreet medical assistance might have been readily offered by the palace's resources had she been really suffering. He put doubt on Meghan's claims by stressing the royal family's policy of prudence in such issues. It seemed to Sugar that Meghan was trying to use her private problems to get public sympathy via her remarks, which might have a negative impact on the monarchy's image. His comments caused quite a stir, with some people applauding his skepticism and others condemning him for casting doubt on Meghan's honesty. 3. Meghan Kelly. Following Meghan and Harry's explosive appearance with Oprah Winfrey, prominent political analyst and talk show personality, Meghan Kelly has been quite outspoken in her criticism of Meghan Markle. A lot of people were upset because Kelly was so blunt and honest in her remarks. Kelly expressed her shock at Meghan and Harry's depiction of their difficulties on Twitter shortly after the interview aired. She said on Twitter, "Have you ever witnessed such privileged individuals berating themselves like this? Just give me a break." Just this one tweet ignited a raging debate among her admirers and detractors. That wasn't the end of Kelly. In her interview with Good Morning Britain, she elaborated on her points and said that Meghan seemed oblivious to the public's reaction to her remarks. Kelly made the valid point that Meghan's gripes, such being ensnared by her royal obligations and lacking support, didn't reflect the reality of most people's lives. Although Meghan has tremendous advantages and a prominent platform, she nevertheless portrays herself as a victim, according to her criticism. Kelly continued to analyze the interview on her own program after making remarks about it on Good Morning Britain, continuing the conversation. She made the accusation that Meghan's grievances were totally unrelatable to 99% of people, highlighting the enormous gulf between Meghan's circumstances and the lives of average adults. The continuing debate around the Duke and Duchess of Sussex has undoubtedly been fueled by Meghan Kelly's scathing criticism of Meghan Markle. 2. Chrissy Swan. Since Meghan Markle became engaged to Prince Harry, Australian media personality, Chrissy Swan has been vocally critical of Meghan. Swan implied that Meghan Markle's public image may not be in line with her genuine personality by describing her as someone who seemed to put on an act for the public. Chrissy Swan has been skeptical of Meghan's motives and public image from the beginning. She often used public forums and social media to cast doubt on Meghan's sincerity, saying that she appeared to put on a show rather than be herself. The way Meghan carried herself gave Chrissy the impression that she was acting very strategically, with an air of fake humility. As a result, Chrissy began to criticize Meghan's every move, especially as she adjusted to her new position in the royal family. Many people have strong feelings about Chrissy Swan's remark. While some support Meghan and think Chrissy is being too critical, others disagree and think she is being too skeptical. 1. Daniel Radcliffe. Last but not least, we have Daniel Radcliffe. Not only is the Harry Potter actor famous for his acting, but he has also been quite vocal about his opinions on Meghan Markle and the British royal family. Although Radcliffe doesn't focus on Meghan as much as other celebs, his viewpoint is nevertheless insightful. The whole royal family is repulsive to Daniel Radcliffe, not just Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle's accession to the royal family has only served to heighten Radcliffe's already harsh criticism of the monarchy. For him, Meghan represents the institution's deeper problems. Daniel feels bad for Meghan because he knows how hard it is for her to be a royal, and he thinks the old and inflexible system of the monarchy makes it more worse. Radcliffe has discussed the media's portrayal of Meghan in interviews, arguing that it reveals larger issues within British culture and the royal institution. He does not deny that Meghan is subjected to an unfair and unjust focus, but he argues that the unfavorable portrayal of her is fueled by the monarchy's archaic and elite character. The larger opposition Meghan suffers may be better understood via Daniel Radcliffe's viewpoint, even if he doesn't have the same personal hatred as others on this list. His critical view of the monarchy ultimately throws Meghan in the crosshairs. The rise of Meghan Markle from actress to royal has been fraught with criticism and scandal, coming from both inside her family and the media. Whatever your stance on Meghan Markle may be, a victim of biased reporting or a strategic social climber, The effect she has had on the royal family and public opinion is undeniable, and it shows no signs of abating. Do you have any opinions on Meghan Markle? Is the criticism well-founded, or is it merely sensationalism in the media? Please inform us by leaving a comment below.